What if the reason you feel that pull towards someone else is not about weakness, but about something deeper? Romantic temptation isn't the enemy of love, it's a powerful force that shapes our emotions in ways we often overlook. You might think it's just a fleeting feeling, but it's actually a signal of change, a shift in your world that can feel both thrilling and unsettling. This isn't a sign of losing control, it's a test of your strength. When we sense significant transformation in our lives or in the lives of those around us, our hearts respond in unexpected ways. The stakes here are high because this moment reveals how deeply our desires are tied to our sense of self and connection. Understanding this dynamic isn't just about knowing what temptation is, it's about gaining power over it. In this moment, you'll discover why mastering that pull isn't about giving in, but about claiming your agency. This is a crucial insight, one that changes how you see love, desire, and your own resilience. The path forward isn't about avoiding temptation altogether, but about learning to navigate it with clarity and confidence. Every word here will guide you through the tension between passion and purpose, helping you recognize the real value in this experience. It's a turning point that could reshape your relationship with love and with yourself. What really drives our deepest feelings is more than just passion, it's the way our minds react to change. When life shifts or someone we care about transforms, our emotions ignite in unexpected ways. This is where romantic temptation steps in, not as an enemy, but as a natural response to the complexity of connection. It's not about losing control. It's about understanding what tempts us and why it matters. Many people confuse this urge with the sign that love is fading, but the truth is far deeper. The opposite isn't indifference, it's a quiet shift in how we engage with what feels important. Those who master this balance develop a stronger sense of self, learning to resist temptation without sacrificing desire. This isn't about perfection, it's about awareness. Recognizing the signals helps us make choices that align with our values, not just fleeting impulses. We often misinterpret these moments, thinking they mean loss of affection, when they actually reflect growth. By embracing this reality, we unlock a more authentic way to experience love, one that honors both passion and purpose. The struggle is real, but so is the opportunity to rise above it. This is the core of why temptation matters, and why understanding it is essential. Every moment is a chance to shape how we feel, to choose what truly resonates, and to keep the spark alive without surrendering to distraction. Why people deeply in love still feel romantic temptation is a fascinating puzzle that lingers in the mind. It's not about love disappearing or vanishing. It's about how emotions twist when we see something significant shift. When we perceive change in our own lives or those around us, our hearts react with a mix of excitement and urgency. This is where romance meets temptation, blurring the lines between passion and impulse. The truth is, love isn't the enemy of temptation, it's the very force that makes it possible. When relationships deepen, the stakes rise, and the desire to connect can feel overwhelming. People often misunderstand this dynamic, thinking that true love means complete control or avoidance of temptation. But the reality is far more nuanced. Romantic temptation isn't about losing control. It's about recognizing the power of emotion and making conscious choices. What many overlook is the role of self-control in this process. Those who can navigate these feelings with clarity tend to act with intention rather than reaction. They learn to resist tempting moments without sacrificing their values. This isn't about suppressing desire, but about understanding its origins and managing it wisely. For those who feel pulled in this way, it's a sign of emotional strength. It means they are aware of their needs and the impact their choices have. This awareness is what separates healthy relationships from those driven by fleeting impulses. The key lies in balance, embracing romance while staying grounded in what truly matters. Understanding this mechanism isn't just about avoiding temptation, it's about harnessing it. When people recognize the emotional triggers behind their desires, they gain the power to shape their paths. This isn't a simple battle between love and temptation. It's a journey of self-discovery and growth. Every moment of clarity brings us closer to mastering this delicate dance. In the end, romantic temptation is not a weakness but a reminder of our humanity. It challenges us to grow, to reflect, and to choose with intention. Recognizing this truth empowers us to navigate love with greater confidence and purpose. This insight is crucial, and it's worth exploring deeply. What happens when love meets the pull of temptation? It's a dance between emotion and choice, a subtle tug that tests our resolve. Many believe that strong feelings automatically lead to mistakes, but the truth lies deeper. Temptation is not the enemy of love, yet it can derail us if we're not mindful. Understanding this dynamic is crucial for anyone striving to maintain balance in their relationships. Emotions surge when our world shifts, whether it's a change in circumstances or a shift in the people around us. These shifts trigger instincts we didn't plan for, often pulling us toward what feels immediate. But here's the key. It's not the feeling itself that matters, but how we respond. Those with strong self-control act before the urge strikes, choosing clarity over temptation. This isn't about perfection. It's about awareness and discipline. Real-life examples show us this powerfully. Imagine a partner proposing a date after a stressful workday. For some, that moment sparks excitement. For others, it becomes a tempting distraction. The difference lies in mindset. Those who recognize the pull early and steer clear preserve the integrity of their connection. Evidence supports this. Studies highlight that self-regulation strengthens emotional resilience over time. This isn't just theory. It's about recognizing patterns, understanding triggers, and making conscious decisions. When we act with intention, we protect the romance that matters most. The path isn't easy, but it's essential for nurturing meaningful relationships. If you're ready to explore how to harness your emotions and stay true to your love, there's more to discover. Stay tuned and remember your choices shape the story. Join us next time as we uncover practical strategies to strengthen your bond. Follow Psychology by Sergio Popovicai to learn more about emotional resilience and real-life applications. Your journey toward deeper connection begins here. What happens when love lingers but temptation lingers too? It's a delicate dance between emotion and choice. People often find themselves caught in a web of desire, not because love has faded, but because life has shifted in unexpected ways. We experience this pull when our circumstances change, when someone we care about grows or faces challenges. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a natural response to the tides of our lives. Understanding this dynamic is crucial. The key lies in awareness. When we recognize the signals that tempt us, we gain power over our decisions. This isn't about suppressing feelings, but about making conscious choices. Those who master this skill tend to stay grounded, avoiding the pull of impulsive actions. They learn to pause, reflect, and choose thoughtfully rather than react on instinct. Real-life examples abound. Imagine a partner going through a tough time, and suddenly the temptation to check the past intensifies. Or consider a friend who becomes emotionally invested, feeling the need to rekindle a connection. These moments test our strength, but they also reveal our values. When we act with self-control, we protect what matters most. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Every small choice reinforces resilience. Scientific research supports this idea, showing that emotional regulation strengthens over time. The brain adapts, learning to recognize when desire crosses into temptation. It's a process, not a one-time event. By staying attuned to our inner signals, we transform fleeting temptations into opportunities for growth. This is where practical wisdom meets emotional intelligence. Many people underestimate how deeply these feelings shape their behavior, but understanding them empowers us to make better decisions. We become more attuned to our motivations, more intentional in our actions, and ultimately more in control of our hearts. This shift isn't easy, but it's achievable. It requires courage, self-awareness, and a commitment to growth. In the end, romantic temptation isn't the enemy of love, it's a test of us. How we respond defines our journey. By embracing this truth, we turn challenges into strengths and deepen the connection we share. This is the power of mindful living, where every choice carries meaning. Why people deeply in love still feel romantic temptation is a complex dance between emotion and choice. It starts with the subtle shift in our world when something important changes, whether it's a relationship, a goal, or a moment in time. Emotions rise when we sense that something is moving, and in that shift, temptation enters the scene. But this isn't the opposite of love. It's a natural reaction to the intensity of what you care about. Understanding this distinction is crucial. The opposite of love isn't a cold detachment, it's something far more dangerous. It's indifference. When we lose that spark, we're not facing temptation, we're confronting emptiness. But the truth is, those who find themselves drawn to tempting situations often did so because they were trying to protect what mattered. They needed to act, even when it felt risky. High self-control acts as a shield, guiding us away from those moments that test our resolve. But here's the thing, self-control isn't about perfection. It's about awareness. It's about recognizing when a temptation arises and choosing not to act on it. Yet, many struggle with this balance. They either push through or they let fear take over. The key lies in understanding that temptation isn't always a clear path. It can be a whisper you don't always hear. This section explores the trade-offs we face when love meets temptation. We'll look at the mistakes that lead us astray and the better alternatives that keep our hearts aligned with our values. It's about finding strength in vulnerability and wisdom in restraint, because ultimately, the most romantic moment isn't the one we chase, it's the one we choose to resist. In the end, recognizing the signs of temptation early is powerful. It empowers you to act with intention rather than impulse. The path ahead isn't always easy, but it's worth taking, because love doesn't disappear when temptation looms. It evolves, and so does our ability to stay true. What happens when love meets the pull of temptation? It's a delicate dance between emotion and choice. Many people find themselves caught in a cycle where deep affection creates powerful desire, yet the path forward is rarely straightforward. Understanding this dynamic is crucial because it shapes how we navigate relationships and personal growth. When we experience romantic temptation, we're not merely feeling something, we're making decisions that define our future. The key lies in recognizing the difference between passion and action. Love should inspire, not sabotage. Yet temptation can feel like an unavoidable force, pulling us toward shortcuts we might not even realize we're taking. This is where self-control becomes essential. Those with stronger self-discipline learn to pause, assess, and resist the immediate urge. They don't let emotion dictate their path. Instead, they build the strength to stay aligned with their values. But here's the truth: mistakes happen. We all stumble, and it's in those moments that we gain clarity. The trade-off isn't always easy. It requires courage to say no to temptation even when it feels tempting. The alternative is to let desire hijack your choices, leading to regret or loss. So what's the better path? It's not about eliminating temptation entirely, but about developing awareness and resilience. By learning to observe our impulses without acting on them, we take back control. This doesn't mean giving up on love. It means honoring it while staying grounded in what truly matters. The deeper the connection, the more we must be intentional about how we respond. Every decision carries weight, and understanding this helps us move forward with purpose. In the end, it's not just about resisting temptation, it's about cultivating a relationship with ourselves that supports growth, trust, and lasting passion. What happens when love evolves into something deeper? It's a shift we often overlook, a subtle shift that reshapes our emotions in unexpected ways. People who deeply care for each other still carry the spark of temptation, but it doesn't mean they lose their passion. It means they learn to navigate it with greater awareness. This isn't about losing control. It's about understanding the emotional terrain they're walking. The long-term effects of this dynamic are profound, shaping how we relate, grow, and maintain connection over time. Many assume that once love turns into something serious, temptation fades away. But the reality is more complex. Realistic expectations come into play, reminding us that balance requires effort, patience, and consistency. Applying these ideas consistently isn't about perfection, it's about intentionality. It's about recognizing when temptation arises and choosing to act in alignment with your values. This mindset builds resilience, strengthens trust, and ensures that romantic chemistry doesn't fade but transforms. Every moment matters, and understanding this can help you navigate the deeper currents of love without losing your way. The path forward is clear, but it demands commitment and self-awareness. By embracing this truth, you open the door to a relationship that thrives on depth, not distraction. This is the essence of lasting connection, where love evolves, and temptation becomes a tool for growth rather than a barrier. Why people deeply in love still feel romantic temptation is a nuanced dance between emotion and choice. It's easy to think that love eliminates temptation, but the truth is more complex. When we're deeply invested, our hearts are drawn to the thrill of what could be. This isn't a sign of weakness, it's a natural part of the human experience. The key lies in understanding how these feelings shape us over time. Emotions surge when we see significant shifts in our circumstances or in the lives around us. For those already entangled in a passionate relationship, that spark can become a subtle pull. It's not about losing control, but about recognizing the power of desire that persists even in the strongest bonds. This tension is real, but it doesn't have to define you. The difference between love and temptation is clear. Love gives us depth, connection, and purpose. Temptation, on the other hand, is a fleeting impulse. When we learn to navigate this balance, we build resilience. It's about staying grounded, making mindful choices, and remembering that true strength comes from within. Understanding this dynamic helps us approach relationships with greater clarity. It's not about eliminating temptation, but about managing it wisely. By doing so, we can savor the present while staying true to our values. The long-term effects are profound, shaping our growth in relationships in lasting ways. Realistic expectations are crucial here. Never expect perfection. Instead, embrace the journey of balancing passion with purpose. Consistency matters, but so does self-awareness. When we apply these ideas daily, we create space for healthier connections. This is more than a moment, it's a mindset. Let it guide you through the complexities of love and desire. The path is not easy, but it's worth taking. Stay intentional, stay aware, and let your emotions inform, not overwhelm, your decisions. In the end, It's about finding harmony between heart and choice. What happens when love meets the pull of temptation? It's a paradox that lingers in the heart, a force so powerful it can blur the lines between passion and passionlessness. This section dives deep into why those who cherish love still grapple with its subtle yet intoxicating tug of the unknown. Emotions rise not because love has faded, but because the world around us shifts in ways we can't fully anticipate. It's the quiet tension between commitment and desire that defines this experience. For those with strong self control, resisting temptation becomes a daily practice, a skill honed through conscious choice. But understanding this dynamic is just the beginning. The real power lies in recognizing what you value most and acting accordingly. By reflecting on your own patterns, you can strengthen your boundaries and reclaim your emotional space. This isn't just about avoiding temptation, it's about choosing what truly matters. As you move forward, remember that awareness is your greatest ally. The journey inward shapes the path ahead. Take a moment to assess your own triggers and let clarity guide your next steps. This insight is meant to stay with you, shaping how you navigate life's complexities. Every choice you make today shapes the future of your emotional landscape. Be mindful, be intentional, and stay attuned to the signals your heart sends. Understanding this balance empowers you to act with purpose. If you're ready to deepen your awareness, a simple next step is to reflect on your current habits and identify areas where temptation might creep in. Small shifts can lead to meaningful change. This is more than a lesson, it's a call to action. Take a moment now and consider how you'll respond to the subtle pulls of desire. Your mind is powerful, and your decisions matter. Don't forget to subscribe and follow Psychology by Sergio Popovicai for more insights into the mind and heart. Let's continue this conversation together. Your growth starts here.